Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. I'm your host, Richard, and we're here today to review the Italian Grand Prix. Here today to review today's Grand Prix is none other than Chris. Chris, how are we doing today, bro?
All good, all good. It's been a long weekend, but back here, celebrating Arsenal win. There's nothing to celebrate in Formula One right now. I'm celebrating Arsenal win, and we move with it. How are you, brother Richard? You're on mute, brother.
It's because I don't want to pick up the phone on the mic. Yeah, bro, I'm all right. I'm all right. Nice little Fino win today at home against Villa. But in the Formula One terms, it's something scary, man. 10 in a row from Max. It's just, bro. Do you know another thing I noticed today as well? Yeah, usually at Monza people change the components in it. No one changed the components today, as far as I'm aware. Normal. But in the sense of they've taken too many for the season, so they need to take a penalty. Per se, if that makes sense. No one did it. But last two seasons we have remember that? See, I can't remember what years. It was maybe 21 or 22, where 15 man got good penalties. So they're doing Tetris, moving bare man about. We got none of that today. Mad. Mm-hmm. But Martz, how we doing today, bro?
Yeah, man. Endorphins are endorphins. It started off as a bad week, but it ended up as it doesn't get a bit better than beating United. It doesn't, man. You just love it. You just love it. I'm smiling. Look at the smile. I haven't smiled like this in ages, man. Not since we last beat them at the Emirates.
It's true, Martz don't smile, people. Martz don't smile. So you tell he's a happy guy. Listen, I'm telling you now, I can relate to you on the United front, bro. Chris knows how happy he was when he was in that whip on the way back to the apartment, bro. I'm telling you, I was just seeing the goals. I'm like, what? I'm like, hey! I'm like, yo, Leclerc, bro, double stinker. I'm like, United 7-0. Bro, I was like, yo, let's go out. Let's turn up tonight. Let's go Starlet or something.
If something might happen like that early in the night, yeah, we definitely might have gone out and just been like, yeah, we'll do the pod tomorrow morning,
bro. This is what I mean. I didn't see the vision. I also would have said, yo, let's go home all together on Tuesday, yeah. Let's do a Kwame, yeah. Let's stay at the extra. And then that would have been calm.
Kwame's never beat the allegations. He's never beat the allegations.
Listen, not to throw Kwame under the bus, but don't ask me how he fucked up his flights, bro. But yeah, let's leave that to another episode.
He knows what he was doing. He knows what he was doing.
Hey, we've all seen him be active outside. Yeah, he definitely was just like, oh yeah, the man are gone. Let me do my thing now.
It might have been a couple of Leclerc fans, Gasly fans, just hanging about for an extra couple of days. You never know. It was clean-up time for him, innit?
And he can speak French. I know what type of times.
Parlez-vous français? I'm looking for Marsh.
Oh god, right, okay.
Let's tomorrow morning be like, what the hell's going on?
He's gonna be like, what you say for me for? I was like, bro, you know how it gets. Come on, spit off, fucker, man. You know how it gets. Right, cool. Let's move on to Quali. So I only caught the last half of Quali. I didn't watch Q1. I only caught a bit of Q2 and Q3. But yeah, we had Sainz on pole, surprise pole at Monza, closely followed by Max and then Charles Leclerc. So, Chris, I'm gonna come to you on this. Of course, this is, I think, the second race of the season. We've had the ATA, alternative tire allocation, where, of course, for those of you who don't know, it's Q1 hards, Q2 mediums, and Q3 softs. Now, in Budapest, it slapped, in my opinion, and Alpha managed to come up with a surprise performance there. Yeah. Today, it was... I thought Quali was good. Yeah, I thought Quali was pretty good, especially during Q3, to be honest with you. So, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions on this, Chris. Do you think do you think the ATA is a good thing for Quali? Do you think it's a bad thing for Quali? And if you do think it's a good thing, do you think they should have it every race, or maybe have it for certain races like the way they are doing now? And also, actually, online 3 questions. What's your takeaways from Quali in general? Also,
Okay, so I like the ATA. I like the fact that it forces people to use different tires, and it gives everyone a chance in Q3 to have 2 runs. Because normally everyone's fighting for their lives just to get into Q3, and then it's kind of like they're all fighting for their lives, and then Max has 2 goals at it to get pole. Whereas with the ATA, they all on equal footing to get pole position, and I think that's a good thing. It shouldn't be at every race. It should be, some races, more races than not, but like having it come occasionally adds to the jeopardy, because it avoids teams getting used to the fact that you have to do it this way each time, because these men are smart. They'll figure something out, and then it will become the norm. So it removes the kind of shock factor. Let's say in Budapest we had Alfa Romeo in top 5. We had George Russell out in Q1. In this weekend, no real shocks. Like, obviously Stroll was last, but his weekend was a mess from the very beginning, so it doesn't really matter. And then in the end, I'll say for Sainz's pole, that is a lap. And Ferrari came with something serious. They put new engines in, had a rear wing prepped from Zandvoort. They said, in Monza, we're coming and we're being serious. And Sainz put it on pole. Leclerc was close, and it was like a real, like, we put everything into this to win. Like, we're doing everything in our power to like grab the headlines. Like, in front of our own people, we're cooking. So I have to respect it.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, yeah, Sounds pretty much on it all weekend. To be fair, he wasn't playing the no games. Obviously, home to Tifosi. Obviously, if you drive Ferrari and you go to Monza, you want to show, don't you? So of course, Science has kind of like noted that. I don't know what he had for breakfast or whatever. I don't know what was it got into him this weekend, but he was proper on the job, and he wanted to tell Charles what time it is. And I respect that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he isn't like in my opinion, he's more talented. But in terms of the how to call it, the application of the talent, I wouldn't say they're a million miles away from each other. PSA. So yeah, sounds brilliant weekend.
You lot didn't talk about one guy, one team. Got through my W's up.
You for Williams, yeah?
Cooking. They were cooking.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame Logan Sargent's a bit of a bozo, but it's they were cooking, man. They were cooking something special. And they've been cooking something special for the last couple of races. They're like, nah, we're not small boys no more. We want to be a midfield team, and they're actually behaving like one. I mean, their strategy, well, we'll get onto the strategy when we talk about the race, but yeah, they're cooking. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially at high speed tracks. That straight line speed, woo.
Yeah, not for sure. Like, we all know how good the Williams are on the straight line speed, and this is kind of like their race in a way where they really got to shout. So yeah, they qualified P6, which is really, really good, to be fair. But yeah, cool. Let's move on to Sainz then. Carlos Sainz. Of course, we know Carlos Sainz was on pole, to be fair, for the first pole of the season. And he put a brilliant performance all day in a race. He held off Max for a good 15 laps, Checo for a good few laps as well, to be fair. And he looked at Charlotte and said, look, you're a small boy to me. Like, I'm not letting you get this cheeky podium. You're not getting all your Leclerc sexuals, doing up, photos on the podium and ready to say, oh, look at our boy, look at our baby. Because I said, no, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all dreams. Fuck what y'all want to happen. I'm getting this podium by fire, by force. And he did. And you know what? Fair play to him, honestly. Fair play. So, Chris, as a resident Ferrari fan, I'm coming to you on this. What did you make of Carlos Sainz performance this weekend? And do you think that's maybe the best performance of his career?
That is 100% the best performance of I've seen from him in the Ferrari at least, of his career, yeah, it's up there. Because in qualifying, he was fast. He put it on pole with a great lap, no slipstream, no nothing. That was pure, pure talent. In the race, he was fighting with Max for as long as possible. Like, he made a slight error when Max got through, but it's one thing where you're battling a Red Bull for as long as you did. That showed real dog and grit that day. He did everything possible to try and win that race. And even when Leclerc tried to snake man and grab the podium, he was still fighting. Like, tires were dusted, but he was still fighting, putting in the work. It's a well-deserved podium. Like, I've been getting onto him about the fact he hasn't had a podium this season. But if you're gonna get a podium, put a performance like that, I have to respect it, I have to rate it. I might have been a bit harsh on him last week, but like this week he's redeemed himself and shown like a real drive worthy of Ferrari, worthy of a Monza. And he cooked, man. He showed he was a serious guy. Like, you know the ones where his dad's looking at him like, yeah, you are my son, bro. Like you know disgrace in the family name today. Like, he properly drove something serious. And I have to respect it because, like, we were all prepared for Ferrari disaster class, but instead he put on a proper showing, like real up there.
Nah, for sure, definitely. Martz, do you think this is enough for him to get a new contract and maybe, dare I say it, maybe de facto #1 status? I know Ferrari like to say, oh yeah, no one's the #1 driver, but do you think maybe they might be shifting more towards Carlos if he maybe puts some more performances like this?
It's Ferrari, man. It's Ferrari. Like, they have a good race. I'm surprised they turned up at Monza for once. Yeah, but it's Ferrari at the end of the day. You know what they're on in Singapore. Yeah, I have nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. Well done, Carlos. You did well today. The other brother, Charles, I don't get onto him a lot. I'm one of the few in the class that actually don't get onto him a lot because everybody else gets onto him. But that was terrible, man. You had one chance and you blew it.
Hey, listen. Don't worry. We'll get onto him. Don't worry. I've got a section prep for Martz. Don't worry. We'll get on.
This is a Richard-led pod. We're gonna cook Leclerc. We're gonna cook the whole family.
Hey, listen. Don't let me do an F2 segment, boy. I swear down, bro. Was the next race is in Abu Dhabi? Hey, don't let me do an F2 segment, boy. Couple Monday. Hey, need the P45 ASAP. But yeah, let's move on. And Martz's favorite driver, Max Verstappen, made it 10 wins in a row this season. I think that's his 13th. No.
Let's skip this segment. We can skip this segment.
No, Martz, no.
We can literally skip
it. No.
Listen, everyone got the Sky Sports notification. We don't need to go and talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. Well done, 10 in a row. Let's go next.
No, Martz. No, we got to talk about it. Got to face your fears, Martz. Got to face your fears. I'm just saying, it's like it's just there's nothing worth talking about. What is there to talk about? He won 10 in a row. I mean, this was probably the most difficult race he's had all year. But and he still managed to win it. But at the end of the day, the fact that Checo Perez is finishing second and they're doing 1-2s just shows you what type of car they have. And yeah, it's easy to win, as Lewis said, when you've got teammates like Checo. At the end of the day, it's not like there's no one really challenging you like that. And when your whole team, you know what? Let me be fair to Max, yeah. Because winning 10 in a row is a massive achievement, and obviously it's a record. And Schumacher, Lewis, any other great driver has never managed to do that, even in their most dominant years. No one's ever managed to do that before. So well done to him. Congratulations. That is a big thing to achieve. It's also a 23 race season, which no one else really had that before. Michael never had that. So if it was a 23 race season, I'm sure Michael would have done it in 2000. Was it 2004, Chris? You got to remind me.
or is it 2?
Yep, but we blame Montoya, and I curse him and his family for this because the record would have been like 12 or something. Yeah, instead he got to 7, and that happened. So it is what it is.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't think there's much more to say on it. As I said, he hasn't got anyone really challenging him. His whole team, they do everything for him. They bend over backwards for him. I mean, like, the only person that doesn't bend over backwards for him is GP, and it's like they just got like some weird marriage going on. Like, you know, the ones where you're watching that both couples just hate each other, but they're still there for the kids, and that's kind of what it's like with him and GP. Like, there's no real love between them, but it's just like that's what it sounds like anyway. I'm sure the relationships are a lot better, but just bare passive aggressive radios. That's the most exciting thing Max does in the race. It's just not.
Nah, but he's just trying to G-check Max. That's all it is, and I think that's what Max needs. He's just trying to G-check him. He's up there because he's the only like engineer who doesn't like fold under the driver they're under. Because you see with like other drivers and other engineers, they're like the driver will give a bit of back chat, and then the engineer doesn't really challenge him too tough. GP's like, you'll put a bit of sass on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you, Martz, you'll put a bit of sass on it. You know what I mean? So like that's what Max needs, and it works. So
Does it? I mean, look, the team's still bending over backwards for him. At the end of the day, the decisions don't come up to GP. They come up to Christian Horner and the other brother. I don't know who the other brother is. I can't remember his name. He got promoted just now. But yeah, it's not. I mean, it's an achievement, but then again, like you just look at everything, how everything's suited for Max. I don't think it's that much of an achievement. Say like if it was. I don't want to just say Hamilton. I mean, there's other drivers. So, for example, if it was like what's his face, Senna or something, or who was Senna's teammate as well?
Prost.
Prost. That's it. Prost. Someone like that. Then yeah, they had proper teammates. They went up against proper guys. Max hasn't ever been up against anyone that's finished higher than 5th in a non-championship car. Like. It's not like Lewis has gone up against some proper champions, and I think what he said was right. But as I said, what Max has done, it's a great achievement. Red Bull probably going to win the rest of the races for the season. And then, yeah, there's fans that were saying, oh, Lewis is only winning because of the car. They can eat their words because, look, this is exactly what's happening right now. And you know what? I always say you can't say that. Like when you say it's only winning because of their car, like you can't really say that because obviously the engineers have to work and do do amazing stuff as we know. But I think this is one of those seasons where you can just see like this is more car than it is probably driver. I mean, strategy's been very important, but Red Bull have been clear in every single race. It doesn't matter where they're starting from. They're finishing 1-2. It's only because Checo's actually like a bare minimum midfield driver why they're not finish 1-2 every race. I'm sure if it was someone like a George Russell next to Max, it would have been 1-2 every race. So
yeah.
It's a big thing, but then again, in context, it's not as big of an achievement. I think it's just like your Ferrari racing. Yeah, your Ferrari racing a Vauxhall Astra. That's it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's 8 races left, right, Chris? Do you think, not even Red Bull, do you think Max can win the remaining 8 races? Which is scary to think about, but it's not out of the realms of possibility.
At this point, yeah, because he even had a problem today where he was losing 3 seconds a lap, and he still won comfortably. Like, I don't think we understand, how big the gap has been. Like, they've had absolute howlers. They had a howler in Monaco. It went unpunished. This race, he had problems. He still won comfortably. In like Zandvoort, the weather was all chaotic. Still had an easy win. It's to the point where it's like he has to physically not finish the race or have something so insane happen that it completely ruins his race But currently, that's not at hand. And it's one of the things where we have to respect the record because it's 10 in a row. Like, this is something we've never seen before. But it's also a bit like, it doesn't feel like you're working for it the same way other man worked for these kind of things. And that's what I think is given the nasty taste in people's mouths in comparison to when other people were dominating. So it kind of feels like Max is having it easy, and then I think we all can see that there's more in him, and that there's more in him, more in the car. So it's like, boy.
Listen, and you know what? Yeah. On top of that, I'm a bitter Hamilton fan. I don't care. I'll admit it. I mean, a lot of people will be like, oh, I know there'll be people listening to it, Max fans, will be listening to it, and I'll be going in the comments and like, oh, you know, just mad because Hamilton never done it. And yes, I am upset Hamilton's never done it because he should have done it at least once or twice with some of the cars he's had, and he's never done it. And that's down because Mercedes are bozos. But then that's another thing for another day. I'm just like, but this, as Chris said, it don't feel like he's really had to work from it. Every race, he's like, oh, this is so easy. This is comfortable. Like, when you're saying those things on the radio, it just doesn't. I mean, I've spoken to Max fans like in person, and they're like, they love it. They're happy. They love it. They're like, this is it. They're enjoying themselves. But like, it just doesn't make the race anything better. Like, why am I like the fact that you don't even see the car up front on the TV much? You don't see Max on TV much. Every time you're watching second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, that's where all the TV time is. It's never at the lead of the race. I think today might have been the first time we saw about 15 laps for the lead of the race. Everything else has just been second, third, fourth, Lewis fighting for fifth, or Leclerc fighting for sixth, or Alonso passing guys to get up to thing, or you're watching highlights of Checo making his way through the crowd. It's boring. It's not boring, but
I get
it
the stakes are less.
boring.
It's boring, but it's not boring at the same time. Like I said, you've got to respect Max what he's doing. He's an incredible driver, probably the best driver on the grid at the moment. But he's definitely got it easy when you've got the fastest car as well. When you've got absolute rocket ship behind you, that's miles ahead of everybody. So whatever progress Mercedes and Ferrari and Aston Martin think they're making this year, it means nothing next year because he's just going to be miles ahead again.
Yeah, no, but let's go spade to spade. It is boring, but simultaneously, Max is doing an incredible job. Both things can be true because in the sense of, yeah, he is putting 10, 20, 30 seconds on P2, but at the same time, he's not doing any mistakes. He's not dropping the ball. He's literally like a robot. He'll do his job in quali. Even if he gets P2, that's calm with him. And then he'll find a way to make a lunge, take the lead, and then he's off into the distance, clear there, chilling, blah, blah, blah. Pit stops clean. You're going to be doing enough of a gap and then stop on softs. Like,
he really do it. He doesn't even really force the car. He just like, I'm going to catch you with DRS at some point. So I'll just wait till the DRS zone. And that's what he does. And it makes it so much easier. There should be a thing where he can't use DRS. I'll be real with you. Just make it that one rule. You can't use DRS. And let's see how you do. Not in quali, you can't use DRS in quali, and you can't use it in the race. And let's see Max. I want to challenge Max and see if he'll take it.
Do you know what's funny about this whole situation is, yeah? You know how normally when a team or driver is dominating, yeah, you have the FIA kind of like find their advantage and then take it away. These guys can't find Red Bull's advantage. Why do you think they're not doing anything? And it's like appreciating Max. They don't know what they've done that's better than everyone else. It's kind of like, hey, you man, you need to rise it because, like, bro, we don't know. Like, we can't figure this one out. So
yeah,
we're kind of stuck in the situation.
When
so last year,
remember when Braun was dominating, fam, they found like double diffuser, said no more, can't use that no more. When Mercedes were dominating, their party mode, take away everything. You know why you're doing it? Take it away. Can't use it next year. Can't use it next year. Can't use it. Even when when Racing Point stole Mercedes' car, they're like, we'll let you off this year. You can't do that next year. Got to build your own car. These men don't know what the Red Bull are doing. They don't know what they're doing. Even Ferrari, when Ferrari is doing well, and they're like, oh, well, your illegal engine. They said you can't use that in 2 years' time.
Bruv, they banned tire changes because of Ferrari was smoking everyone. They banned changing tires. They don't know what to do. Because Red Bull's good on tires, fast in the straight line, good in the corners. It's good everywhere. You can't stop that.
It's scary, man.
Knew he was waiting
It's
for
such
this.
scary.
He was waiting for this. He was waiting for this moment. He was waiting for 2022. He was like, you thought I built championship winning cars before. Let me show you what a championship winning car is. And that's what he's done, man. He's the greatest. Like, you could say whatever you want. Like, in F1, when it comes down to someone who you think, outside the drivers, who's at the pinnacle of the sport, you have to give your hands to Adrian Newey, because there's no way anybody else could have done that. And we've seen some great engineers in F1, but I don't think anybody can do what he's done with this car anyway.
He's another robot as well. That's another robot.
They've got too
many robots, bro.
It's KDB and Haaland. KDB and Haaland. That's what it is.
Bro, this is what it is. Max Haaland and Adrian De Boer. That's from a fighter, bro.
No, the thing is, before, when Adrian used to make the sick cars, those used to blow up or something. Like, there was always something, like when he was at McLaren, those engines should blow up every other working week. These Honda engines, with Max's car, no faults. We've seen Yuki's one blow up. We've seen, Perez have an issue. Max, apart from Jeddah, where he had a slight problem, but he still finished P2 anyway. It's like, we don't care.
Boy, these men might be cheating, because this is a real. This is a real, bro. How? Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, you can maybe ask any man from like who was there in the 50s or 60s, whatever. Yeah, maybe not even that far. Yeah, how is that someone can build a car? Yeah, and there's no response for it. There's like no response. As I said, we've gone over the years. We go even like to 21, where the bands, what is it? Not the floor.
They changed the floor, like they changed the way.
Yeah. And the FA went, aha! Now we've got Mick. Then we had, what we had, and then in previous years with the fan.
They even tried last year.
Yeah.
Remember when they changed the floor regulations and they said you have to stiffen the floor. Look,
the TD.
They even said, what's it called? There's new regulations coming for Singapore where they can't use where some elements on cars are, as Christian Horner described them, are rubbery. They appear rubbery, so they're moving when they're at high speeds. Red Bull's just going to put another 10 seconds on top of everyone. It's like they planned for these things. They've been to the future. They've been to the year 3000. That's what it is.
Boy, I only hope it's 2026, bro. You just got to take it as it is now. All you've got to hope for is Bottas, Clarton, and for 2026 to come sooner after later. Because, bro, there's no way we're going to defeat this robot, bro. I'm telling you now. Someone's going to take one for the team like, fuck it. I'm going to kill that nigga. Just out, bro. Because, yeah, man, it's just...
This is City in the league, Real Madrid in the Champions League during that 13 to 16 run. This is just mad, man. It's mad.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's move on, man. Just get into the press.
Well done to them. Like, this is what the sport is about, and it's about being the best and doing something that no one else can do. And this is what people always want to see and see if it's possible. And Red Bull basically said, yeah, we can do it. Like, Ferrari obviously showed in 2004 that they can do it. But I mean, this is my generation now. Like, we growing up watching the sport. I wasn't watching in 2004, but to see it with my own eyes now, yeah, I can just imagine that man in 2004 must have been in the pits, bro. When Alonso started winning in 2005, they must have been so happy,
brother. I can tell you now, yeah. You see the ITV commentator, he was so happy. There's a reason why in our intro,
James Allen.
There's a reason why in our intro, when everyone's intro is celebrating like a race win or a championship, Mark Schumacher's one celebrating an overtake, bro. That guy hated him, bro. He was winning way too much.
Hey, James Allen, shout out, fellow Scouser. My goat, man. My commentating goat. But yeah, let's move on to another incident. Lewis faces Oscar. So Lewis is an alternative strategy. Hard
Someone in the chat
mediums.
said Lewis has Alzheimer's.
Don't worry. I'll get to this person. Don't worry, Martz. So Lewis was on alternative strategy, hards to mediums. Interesting strategy, to say the least. And of course, when he switched to mediums, I can't remember when he switched to mediums. Yeah, this one's switched to mediums, isn't it? Yeah. He was making a charge through the field, and of course, he was targeting Oscar. So down to I can't remember what turn that is.
Turn
4, isn't it?
The second chicane.
Yeah, that's it. Second chicane. Yeah, Lewis was making a charge on Oscar up on the inside, and unfortunately, he squeezes Oscar and then damages. Well, he didn't even damage his car. It was Oscar who damaged his car because that make's made out of titanium somehow. And Oscar unfortunately got out the points, had to pay for a new front wing, new fresh tires, and then Lewis got a penalty, but that penalty didn't do nothing because Albon's a terrorist and likes to hold people up. And the 5-second penalty, was football because he was 7.5 seconds ahead of Albon. So, Chris, I'm coming to you on this. Do you think the Lewis penalty was fair? And do you think the Lewis penalty was fair? Yeah, simple.
Yeah, because it's on the normal races, that's a 5-second penalty, and normally you'd be close enough that would be like it'll be penalized. It's just that a certain situation happened where Williams driver was slow, but he was doing his job. His job is to keep everyone else behind him, so he did his job, and then it allowed Lewis to scamper off and build the gap. It was one of those situations where it was a just penalty. Like, we all saw what happened, and like I summed up in the tweet. I was like, I don't think he's shit, but that was rubbish. Like, that was rubbish. I was just there going, normally, when Lewis does something silly, everyone on their account just kind of doesn't say anything. We just kind of just go, yeah, boy, it's a bit sticky still.
I don't see this.
Yeah, we just pretend we didn't see it. The worst part is, I saw tweets online trying to defend Lewis to say that wasn't a penalty. Brother, step outside. Like, you don't need to be on Twitter no more. You don't need to watch the sport anymore, bro. Because, like, that's a penalty if I've ever seen one. Like, just because others didn't get a penalty, it's a penalty, bro. He ruined another man's race. Like, let's move on.
He didn't give another man space. This is simple as that.
Yeah, he said sorry. Like, was when he kind of go on the video, said, I messed this one up. And then after the race, he went and apologized to man. Like, it was his fault. But it happens.
No. All right, Martin, we'll come to you on this. You said in the chat that Lewis has Alzheimer's. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I just forgot how to race for a second. I just don't get it. I was like, what? You know what? You're watching Lewis, and Lewis don't really normally do these things, so you're just like, huh? What? Because it was just like, I can understand if it was like going into turn 1, maybe, but it was more than enough space just to, just let Oscar have a bit of space. And Lewis just is like, no, he must have thought it was Max. That is it. He must have thought it was Max. That was it. That's what I can imagine. He thought he had to race him hard. Like, leave the poor kid alone, Lewis. It's just bullying him. And he ended up ruining Oscar's race. And also just got plummeted down. But I mean, it's just one of those things, that happen every once in a while. It's not that deep. But it's a bit funny as well. Just because it was Lewis as well. It's like, you don't expect it. And when it does happen, you're just like, huh. Like, he has these moments in quali. Like, he's having these moments in quali a lot more. But when it comes to the race, he's normally like 30 solid. But then I also want to just say, like, what a drive from him afterwards, though. Because he was on some old mediums. And to still put 7 seconds on Albon's head top, that's crazy, man. Like, crazy. Like, you went from, was it 10th to 6th? And you that's crazy, man. So he done something. He had a Charles Leclerc moment, but then he just showed why he's the GOAT again in the same race. And I suppose it's the same thing that Max can do as well, and he gets away with it in his car though, in P1.
No, yeah, I agree. Martz, I'm come back to you on this actually. Because I've seen people on obviously trying to defend Lewis and say, "Oh, this is why it's on a penalty," and it's just like, fam, don't beg it. But one comment to seen was that because obviously Lewis basically wiped out the 5-second penalty, the penalty should have been more. But the thing is, like, this is almost going back to Silverstone 2021. Like, it shouldn't be the case of if a driver can almost rule out the penalty he gets, the penalty shouldn't be in hindsight bigger than what it was.
I think if you want to implement something like that, you shouldn't be allowed to tell the driver they have a penalty. If you want something like that, don't tell the driver they have a penalty. Once a driver knows, okay, I've got a 5-second penalty, he has to pick up the pace, and that's all Lewis did. He picked up the pace. He knew he had to get past Norris. He knew he had to get past Albon, and what he did that, and then he had 3 laps. Was it 3 or 4 laps to go? And he had to put 5 seconds on top. Do you know how much it is to put 5 seconds on top with 4 laps to go? So I would say if you want them to actually be affected by the penalties, teams shouldn't be able to tell the driver you have a penalty. That's it. But I'm not saying that's what I want to happen. I'm just saying if you want to implement something where the driver faces consequences for his actions and he can't outdrive the consequences, then you shouldn't tell him. Because if Lewis didn't know he had a 5-second penalty, I don't think he would have drove like that. I think he would have finished maybe 3 seconds or 2 seconds maybe in front of Albon, and he would have been fine. And then he would have dropped back to 10th or 9th or wherever it was. But the fact that he knew he had a 5-second penalty, he obviously just put extra beans into it and just took it away.
Yeah, but you know what the rebuttal of that is that you saying that is basically because him pushing, there's extra risk anyway, especially towards the end of the race if your tire is about to go. Because if he pushes too hard, then the tires, let's say, pop or whatever, or he gets a flat spot, then that's almost even bigger penalty than the penalty he's actually got. So there's out of this there too, really, really.
He's not
truly.
Leclerc, bro. He's not Leclerc. That won't happen.
Exactly. He's not Leclerc. So telling them what their penalty is and this they got a penalty is actually more exciting because the driver has to take more risks to get more reward, really and truly. And that's what it is. Because Lewis is that good that he can negate the penalty. It shouldn't be the case of it should have been 10 seconds. Why?
You remember in 2021, and this only ever gets brought up with Lewis. I've noticed this. Only ever gets brought up with Lewis. In 2021, when Max had a 3 grid place penalty and he had an engine penalty in Russia. Where did Max finish in Russia? Second.
Mm-hmm.
No one brought that up then. No one brought that up and said, "Oh, he finished second, so the penalty should be applied." And because he had a 3 grid place penalty, no, he managed. His strategy worked, and he managed to outdrive the penalty, and he got a P2 for it.
Did he start P20?
Huh?
Yeah, he started at the back.
Yeah, he started P20.
He started right at the back. Yeah,
and he was P7 just as soon as the rain came in. So we actually shouldn't have got P2, really and truly, but whatever.
That was the funniest P2 I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, because he was one of the first to pit for Inters, and the strategy worked for them. So it is what it is. I mean, if Lewis is the GOAT, like he's the greatest of all time. He's outdriven penalties before. Look at Brazil, one of the craziest races we've ever seen.
Brazil, Silverstone.
Yeah. He can do these things. I think the problem is you're comparing him to these other guys. They're not him.
He's regular Regulus.
Exactly. They're regular dons.
Regular dons. That's it. Anyways, let's move on to another regular don. That goes in the name of Charles Leclerc. So, boy, it's our favorite part of the body. Charles Leclerc, he qualified P3. So, of course, when he started the race, he magically wasn't able to keep up with Max. okay, Max in a rocket ship, but he's struggling against Sainz. And all of a sudden, the gap was going from like 0.7, 0.8, 1.2, 1.3. It's going out to the DRS range. All of a sudden, after the pit stops, Leclerc found space. Now, bear in mind, I don't know if he was meant to save tires or whether, I don't know, if he had a sneaky little plan up his sleeve, but he was looking a bit, I can't lie, he was looking a bit, you know what I'm saying? So, Chris.
Are you calling Leclerc a chicken?
No, I'm trying to say he was looking a bit mealy.
I thought you were saying he didn't want to go up against Max. He was backing away from
it looks like, you know, there was a shootout in the club. And then man didn't back his banner.
He had a lot of energy for Sainz. He had a lot of energy for Sainz and Perez, but when it came to trying to keep up with Max Verstappen, he was a bit like,
Let's see, he didn't want to go machine for machine then. Going for gunshot for gunshot, you know what I mean? You know, when the big boss man comes with the big whaps, you know, sometimes you got to know your place in it. That was Charles.
Not my driver.
Hey, I'm just a local news reporter. That's all I am. That's all I am, bro. I'm just reporting what I see. Man didn't want to smoke with Satan, man. It's selective beef. That's what it was to me. But anyways, as our resident Ferrari fan, Chris, I'll come to you on this. I know you're not the biggest of Shaw fans. I don't know if my influence has helped you change your mind upon him. But
it was all JL's fault. It was all JL's fault. There's an exact day where I sold every piece of stock in Charles Leclerc, and it's all JL's fault. You have to hold that.
I can't believe it's saying JL's man. That was crazy. That's like a big dub to me. Because JL was like shot to the death of me. He was like, yo, CL16 on my arm and all that shit. And when he said, you know, fuck that nigga, I said, yo, salute. I've changed his man. But anyways, Chris, let's move on. Charles Leclerc, what did you think of his performance today? Do you think it was all right? Do you think it was a bit smelly? Do you think he could have done more? Like, what do you think of his overall performance today?
The thing is, at the beginning, yeah, I just thought, yeah, okay, Carlos is having a Hall of Fame race and he was cooking. And then Max, you know, he just couldn't keep up. Kind of like, you know, when Alonso and Hamilton were battling Canada and then George was like just over a second behind, kind of trying. But like George hit the wall. Like George ran out of skill and hit the wall. And like, I can kind of forgive. It's one of the ones that's like, you know what, I can forgive it because this is the one time Leclerc's not been in it. Yeah, fine, whatever. Then Sainz finally lost the battle against Max, yeah. And it was annoying me because Leclerc was in DRS, then fell out of it. Then Sainz held man up, went back into DRS, then started falling back out of it again. I said, okay, maybe just not got it this weekend. Yeah, it is what it is. But then Verstappen gets overtake Sainz. Then Leclerc starts closing in on Sainz and starts harrying him. I said, this guy's a pagan, bruv. You have an opportunity to fight Max and give your team a chance of winning the race, yeah? And instead, you're kind of just, you know, chilling behind, yada, yada, yada. Then you somehow get the magical 2.3 second pit stop while your teammate gets a 3.3 second one. You come out on smoke, trying to overtake your teammate. Then man's trying to, Then with Checo Perez, you let him through. You're kind of hanging back. Then once Sainz again, fighting for his life, trying to get that P2. You're just there chilling. Then Perez gets past Sainz. Then you're beefing your teammate again to the point where the pit crew, the radio guys going, you need to calm down, yeah? Then you almost spin it in the same place your brother span it in this F2 race, doing up nonsense. I can't, like put it. People go, oh, Carlos is not a team player. That was not a team performance right there and then. Like, I know F1 drivers fight for themselves, but it was the stinkiest P4 I've ever seen in my entire life because it was just nasty. Like, it was just nasty. It was nasty work. Like, bro. And people are going to complain about Carlos's defense. I don't care, bro. Carlos was fighting for his life against every driver. What were you doing? You were just chilling. Not even chilling in DRS, just chilling, doing nothing, bro. You're doing the best Valtteri Bottas impression, bro. Don't annoy me, man.
Hey, listen. What it looked like to me is, you know, question. If Gang call up are you going to back your bedroom? And Charles said, no. It's literally that simple. Martz a lie? Am I lying? He didn't back his bedroom, no?
He ain't lying. He's like, I've been for you since day one, brother. That's what Sainz is like.
Oh, shit. But yeah, have you got anything to say on there? Charles' performance, Martz?
Stank. He had one shot as well. He had one chance and he locked it up.
Oh, that look was crazy.
You're literally in front of Sainz. You've been beefing him all race. And then you get that one chance, you go past him and you lock it up and just allow him right back through. And it was just a very, very, I wouldn't say it wasn't a bad performance. It was just mid. It was very mid. Yeah.
Very mid. No, agreed. Agreed for sure.
I think his battle with Perez was quite good, but apart from that's it. It was just like he just didn't want to go up against Max at all, and I think that's where there is the bad taste in my mouth. Like you had all the energy for every other driver but Max, and I know it's Max, and he's got the rocket ship, but do something. Just do something. Like it was just sour.
If he holds up, if he gets past Max and holds up Max, and makes Max's race time overall slower because he got past, maybe Max will win this race because he had the issues at the end, and we don't know what plays out. Like you gotta fight, Mercedes were nowhere. The worst place you're going to finish is P4. So there's no need to be afraid or anything. Like you have to give it everything. Like this was Ferrari's chance. Like, this is your chance. Like do something.
Yeah.
He had everything to do but chose to do nothing. That was it. And he messed up my predictions as well. So I'm really annoyed about that.
Nah, don't. See, he fucked mine up as well, bro. Oh, the useless stripper, man.
Yeah, but I'm like seventh in the table, man. You're top.
Hey, I didn't have him on the podium. My predictions are a howler, but I didn't have him on the podium. I knew that guy wasn't getting the podium today.
Yeah, because you put George 3 times, bro. You ain't fooling me, bro.
No.
That's a cover basis.
I had Lewis third. I was running on the notion of Charles and Max were going to take each other out, and that was the Monza curse hitting. Like I said, I need that because I knew Charles was going to be on terrorism today.
I had no faith in a Mercedes at all. I put Lewis 6, but that's because that's Lewis. If I was any other driver, I'm saying you're finishing 13th. That was it. I had no faith in that Mercedes, especially at Monza. That car looks terrible, man.
Yeah, but I don't put Checo on the podium. I don't believe in Sainz, so I'm kind of stuck. Who's the next person up?
Albon. Howl all around, bro. Who can you pick? Can't even pick Alonso. That's another one of your options, boy.
Exactly. I don't put Alonso on the podium. I'm just there going.
I can never put him on. I can never. Him and George, can never. I think I've done it once, and I felt so bad for it as well because it didn't happen. So you just feel like a proper dirty person. Like, ugh.
Well, like you cheated or something, yeah? Mad. That's it. Don't bring up trauma.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't shower like that after that, but yeah, that's a different type of day. When you're putting your ops on the podium and they don't deliver for you, that's disgusting, man.
Yeah, Charles, you'll pay for your crowns, bro. I put that man third. You pay for your crowns, bro. But yeah, anyways, let's move on to another terrorist. That is Alex Albon.
Army moving to All right, let me
Hey, Martz, you need to stop this streak of me editing stuff out that you say in the pod, bro. You're like a four match winner streak, bro. You need to stop, bro. Don't, bro. I beg of you. It's 50 minutes in. We're doing so well, Martz. Please. I want to go bed. Please. Right, okay.
I love you, Kwame, man. I love you, Kwame.
Right, okay. You'll hear that from Leicester. Anyways, right, okay. Let's move on to Alex Albon. Alex Albon finished. Where did that you finished? P7. Yeah, P7. However, he was doing a lot of holding up today, wasn't he? He was doing a lot of holding people up, wasn't he? So at one point he was it 7 seconds behind Piastri, with Russell Norris behind, and about lap 15. Lap 40, it's an 18-second gap to George Russell. That is insane. I can't lie to you, bro. So, Chris, I'm going to come to you on this. Was Alex Albon doing terrorism, or does Williams not somehow have a race pace apart from the straight line speed?
That Williams in the top 10 is like a polar bear in Arlington, Texas. It shouldn't be there. And he was just there chilling. He was there. I'm good. I don't need to move forward. I'm good. Like, if you man want to rob me, yeah, rob me in it. Yeah. You know the video of the guy getting punched up in McDonald's and he's just chilling? That was Albon, bro.
Oscar, he's like this. Let's get him.
Yeah. I was just smack him up. That was Oscar and Lando were trying to smack man up here. Couldn't do a single thing, bro. He was calm. And like, obviously, Mahad's in pain. He has to hold that still. But you know,
yeah, hold up, Mahad.
When you're winning, when you're in a position you're not supposed to be, you hold on in it. Williams said, "Look, we're so fast in a straight line, and McLaren's rear ring is made from like a coping saw. We don't need to, you know, we don't need to, you know, try and race and try and progress. Just firm it. Like if your tires are dusted, firm it. Just go fast in Parabolica, and you know, the second Lesmo, wherever DRS is, go fast there. The rest of the time, chill out." And that's what he did, you know. You have to respect it because, you know, we've seen Alonso do terrorism. I've seen Ocon do terrorism. And a lot of the time people call them man big brain and that. But I wonder these thing in it. It's up to the drivers trying to overtake to make the move. You got to make the move. You got to break 50 meters later than him and just hope it sticks. It's not on him to, you know, to try and go fast and cook his tires. Like this isn't Haas where they cut their tires and you just go backwards. He made it work.
I'll just put out a tweet about Williams' strategy, and I think it's actually, I totally agree with it. Their strategy is pit him early and hope for the best, and that's what they do. And he somehow manages to pull through every time.
Yeah, literally pitting in Chilla. He literally pitted on what, lap 15? Yeah, lap 15, and then went all the way. Yeah, that's what it literally is.
See, that's James Allison's strategies for you, bro. We remember those Lewis and Inshallah days, you know. Lewis, I got this one wrong. Like you're gonna have to bail me out on this one. He's doing it with Albon, you know. It's the same playbook. You're just taking it from, you know, a mansion.
Route One football. You don't mess what works. You don't mess with what works, man. 4-4-2 Route One football. That's it, man.
I was like that guy you tweeted to that girl, "Do you have a man?" And then he got 400 quid tweet slapped on his head. I had to join in. I stopped in the Bottas one in the pit lane because I just hey, that is brazy, you know. 4-4-2 Sean Dyche, no messing around. Better in DCL up front. No messing around, man. Proper Brexit football. But yeah.
Tony Pulis and all them, man. That's how they stayed in the Prem for years. They'll make him jobs off of that. Listen, last 4 weeks of the season, need to save yourself from relegation. Call us. Route One, that's it.
Alex Albon, you are now Alex Delap, bro. We see right for you, bro.
Man will be complaining about heritage in Formula One not being back anymore. Remember those trolley trains, yeah, where trolley was just qualify somewhere random, yeah, just hold everyone else up. That's what Albon did today, you know. Real throwback racing.
Avanti Albon, that's your name, bro. Because all you do is trains, bro. That's what you're doing. Avanti Albon.
Pause.
Wait, what? Huh? Oh. No. Yeah. Sorry. Shit!
A podcast on this. Would it be a podcast on this network without a pause moment, bro?
Hey, listen, the one you tweeted about Chris that I listened back to, I said, if we said that on here, hey, we'd be finito. I'm telling you now, we'd be finito.
Okay,
said, what for what?
I'll put it in the chat for Martz so you can see, yeah?
God, I went straight to the part, or straight to the town clip. I'm listening, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the moment. Then got to like a minute later. I said, "Yo," I said, "Man, said what?" I said, "Look, no." You know what? I've got it clipped up. I'll send it to Martz. Don't worry.
You see the
rain. In insanity, I'm telling you now, insanity. Sorry, listeners. Wait there.
But that's my guy still. Oh, pause.
Wait there. Hold on. I've got a clip up. I'll let you listen to you on time. But fuck, you know. But yeah, let's move on to the rest of the grid. Right, so I'm going to open the floor to anyone who wants to talk about anyone else in the rest of the grid, any of the teams. I know Chris obviously hates us, so probably will criticize them. Yeah, anyone else that we missed out, do you want to talk about really and truly?
Kwame's boys.
What, Alpine?
Yeah.
Alpine?
Hey, listen. Yeah.
Where did they finish?
Kwame was explaining why Alpine are doing so bad. That's what he's doing in Leicester right now. Like, you know, the man who's done football and talking about Havertz and all of that. That's what Kwame is doing right now, man.
You see Havertz, it's for the number 10, yeah? And then you're thinking, yo, that's crazy. So what he's doing Leicester, yeah?
I've got
something. DMU, yeah?
I'll send you something, Richard. I'll send you something.
Well, Kwame at DMU.
Hey.
No. Yeah. Shout out and Nash out Quicks up a great party, man. God bless that man. Oh gosh.
Yeah, man.
Oh god damn. Right, so Alpine, yeah, they had a honker.
No, shout out Ocon for retiring from a race and no one noticed or cared.
That is true,
bro.
I didn't even know.
Do you know what? I actually clocked you because when it said in pit, yeah, and it was like lap 48 or some shit, I was like, he ain't pitting for softs. Surely he's DNFing. And then it said out, and I was like, what did he pit for? So, but apparently, I don't know, something to do with the engine, saving the engine, something like that.
No,
yeah,
it was
no one.
It was like steering locking or some nonsense like that. So they just called it a day. That they weren't getting points. The man were breathing heavy like dogs out there, bro. It was just struggle and pain.
That engine still has asthma, man.
Still got asthma from last year.
Hey, you know what? They should not turn up to Mexico. Just stay at home. Like skip the race. There's no point.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's bad. If I was a French taxpayer, I would be livid right now. I would be livid right now.
It's true, you know. Because what did he get? And he got a podium last week, but this week, nowhere, fam. All alone. No phone drier than Kwame's store than months ago. But Yeah, shit's crazy out here, bro.
He's always getting cooked on the pod, man. He's always getting cooked on the pod.
This is this is a Kwame dedication pod. This is what it is. It's Kwame dedication pod. Tell you now, bro. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, fuck everyone else. Anyways, driver of the day.
Wait. One last thing here about the team, the rest of the grid. Shout out Bottas. He finished P10, and
right, he did.
That's 1 point closer to Alfa Romeo getting past Haas. So I need you to do a couple more points finishes, my guy.
Who's last right now?
So last one of constructors is Alpha Tauri.
Yeah.
Alpha,
and then it's Alfa Romeo on 10 points, and then Haas on 11. So I need 2 more points. Then
this Albon a carry job he's doing for Williams is crazy, man.
Crazy.
It's crazy. 20-something points.
21 points.
21 points.
P7. Looking comfy.
I've got time for Albon. I've got time for him. I'll be real with you. I don't have a time for a lot of man on the grid, but I've got time for Albon.
Interesting. You've came a long way from the Albon award, bro.
I know.
Came a long way.
He redeemed himself.
Yeah, he has.
He did.
I mean, you know what it is? It wasn't that. I think we just saw the 3 worst drivers we've ever seen in F1 in the last 2 years. Yeah, your boys included.
No, he's not the worst, brother. I saw a man get super last boy.
No.
It's all about me. Look, yeah. I've seen a guy get a super license taken away from him, yeah.
Sorry. No, I wouldn't include Mick. He's an honorable mention. De Vries, Mazepin,
and Latifi.
Easily the 3 worst drivers we've ever seen on the grid.
That's on guard them. It's on guard them for sure. But yeah, let's move on to driver of the day. I mean, this is going to be an easy one, isn't it? Martz, who's your driver of the day?
Lewis.
Fair enough, on brand. Chris, who's your driver of the day, bro?
Sainz. I'll give it Sainz.
I'll explain my Lewis one. Sorry, they gave him an awful starting strategy, starting in on the hards. So he had to battle to that. Then obviously, yes, he had the bozo moment and got the penalty, but then still managed to outdrive that. Yeah, I think while Sainz had a great drive, my driver of the day, Lewis.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, no, that's fair. To be honest with you, I don't think Martz in the end anyway, but I don't know why they pitched him like lap 28. I thought he was going to go at least like lap 32. But,
yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to get rid of the tires. He wanted to get rid of the tires at the time. Everyone was passing a minute, so he was like, he ended up leading the race, and they just dropped down to like 10th in like a matter of a couple of laps. So just get rid of the tires and make your way back up.
True. Latifi award. Martz, who's your Latifi of the day?
Just for that one moment, Charles Leclerc.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. Chris?
Or no, Sergio Perez as well. How you claiming you're getting pushed off? Who pushed you off, bro? Casper. My man said he pushed me off. My man was nowhere near him, bro. He died. How you diving in Formula One? They went to the VAR and they're like, no pen. Like they did for Havertz, no pen.
Let me speak on that Bando Boy 29 boy. Whatever shit number is at Arsenal. But yeah.
Football.
Wait, Chris, did you say your
you know what? I'll give it Logan, bro. This is your one race, where you have to get points in the Williams. Instead, you got a penalty. I don't know what for, but you got a penalty, so you have to hold that, man. Like this race gave Nick De Vries a career in Formula One, and you couldn't reach that level. Nah, man.
True.
That is true.
That is true. Man is going to Lance Stroll because he absolutely reeks of shit. He was on average 5.5 seconds slower than Alonso.
Wait, was it 5.5 seconds?
Yeah, 0.551 seconds on average race pace to teammates. The next race was Gasly to Ocon, 0.548 in Gasly's favor. And the next one after that, was Russell to Lewis, bizarrely. No, I'm lying. It was Albon to Sargent, sorry. 0.397 seconds. So, yeah. But, yeah, last show, you reek of shit, bro. Leave my team immediately. You reek of
built your
fucking
team,
shit,
bro. He's there, bro. You have to
it's that built the team. He's just there for vibes.
He is your team. They're building a team around him.
Brother, you're P4 in the Constructors Championships now, bro.
Listen, we would have been P2 comfy if that motherfucker pulled this finger out of his ass. Pause. Bro, but no.
Don't let McLaren overtake you, because otherwise you're finished.
Oh no, I'll put on wax right now. They won't. I'll put on wax right now. They won't. No chance. I'll put on wax right now. Listen, they had a little paper patch. That was cute. They had a little paper patch. Yeah, what? We gonna do something in Singapore as well, bro. What? Machine for machine, bro. Gunshot for gunshot, bro. Whoever dies. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't rule us out, bro. Cheeky Alonso P4 or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna do something in Singapore, bro. I need another Stinkfest though, because last year was legendary. I need another one of them. I need howlers from everyone.
That was a bottom 5 moment in my entire life. Yeah, just the stinkers from like pretty much all drivers I like had stinkers, or someone did something stinky to them. I was like, bloody hell, bro.
Hey, ironically, Sainz reeked that race, you know. I know Bearman did, but Sainz was bad. That was the race when we go, hey, he ain't it. As I said, yeah, he ain't it. He ain't that guy. I'm sorry.
Bro.
Charles, I'm sorry. He ain't it.
George's stinker was a stinker for the ages, bro.
He kept crashing it on K-Man, like, what's happening? I said, yo.
Ricky's running the points here. Like, we're like, oh, yeah, mixing the points. George just comes up and just smashes him. Like, fucking hell.
Nah, that was Hall of Fame shit. Stinkers from everyone apart from Checo and Lando.
Yeah, Verstappen had a stinker. Hamilton went
Lewis
into
had a stinker. Yeah, I can't remember if Alonso was stinking before he DNF'd. I don't think he was. But let's see. Let's say he was. Yeah. Let's spread misinformation. Let's say he was. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. But that's it for today, folks. Make sure you do the usual, of course. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. What else is there? Make sure to give us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And if you want also for Mahad to release the Bahrain blog, make sure to at him on Twitter at MahadPSF and say Mahad released the article and hashtag release the Mahad cut, and hopefully he will release it.
No. People do not need to see me in Bahrain, the most depressed version of me ever, bro. Nah, I'm
release
good.
The Mahad cut.
Nah. You will just post that part, you know, because that's the box office moment.
Oh God! Oh, we need to run that back, man. A different race. That was good times, man. That was good times still. But that's all for today, and we'll see you at Singapore. Peace.